Greetings everyone, Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Classic Live Album War. We're not actually doing a war today. This episode is basically just to announce the bracket for round 4. So these are all the live albums that have made it unscathed out of round 3. In some cases, some of these winners won their round pretty handily. There were a couple that were decided by 5, 10, 20 votes. There were a couple really, really close ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list the list of the live albums that are making into round 4. I'm not going to give you the matchups quite yet. You're going to be seeing those videos and polls on Facebook today and tomorrow. Okay, we're going to go do all of them in the next 2 days and get them all up there. In addition, after I announce all the list of combatants, I'm going to tell you about the little surprise I've got to get us back on the even number of albums to get us to number 1. Because a lot of you have been like, but Pete, there's 18 albums left. How can you possibly whittle that down to 1, right? I realize that. See, when you start a tournament like this and you got 100 something, you don't really think about how to get it down to that number 1, to do the whole even kind of finals and what have you. So I didn't think about that early on, and then as we were kind of whittling down, I'm like, oh yeah, this is not really going to work out the way I wanted to. So what I've done is I've thought of a cool thing to get us back down to an even number. All right, I'm going to divulge that in a minute. So why don't we just go over the albums that have made it to the final 18. All right, I'm just going to list them all off. Genesis Live, Jethro Tull, Bursting Out, Thin Lizzy, Live and Dangerous, Lynyrd Skynyrd, One More from the Road, Black Sabbath, Live Evil, Yes, Yes Songs, Yes, Yes Shows. Yes is in here twice. We got 2 bands that are in here twice. Kansas, 2 for the Show. Peter Frampton, Frampton Comes Alive. Deep Purple, Made in Europe. Led Zeppelin, How the West Was Won. UFO, Strangers in the Night. The Who, Live at Leeds. Deep Purple, Made in Japan. Purple is also represented twice here. Rush, Exit Stage Left. Kiss, Alive. Blue Oyster Cult, Some Enchanted Evening, and the Allman Brothers at Fillmore East. Okay, so that is the bracket of 18. So now you're probably wondering, so Pete, what's this surprise you got going for us? All right, so I thought long and hard about how to get this back to an even number so we can whittle it down to 1. And then I thought about, we've had some really close matchups, especially early in the tournament, like in the first round. And we had a couple of live albums that are pretty beloved by many that were involved in some very early heated matchups that wound up losing. Okay? 2 in particular caused a lot of consternation among you viewers. I heard a lot of, I cannot believe that live album lost and didn't make it into round 2 or what have you, right? There were 2 of them that really stuck out. And there were 2 that really, I couldn't believe that they lost either. So I'm with you guys on this. So what we're going to do, all right, also, either today or tomorrow, with these, 9 matchups, 9 videos that we're going to be doing, right, the 18 finalists here, we're going to have a wild card round, okay? So in this wild card round, those 2 live albums that did not make it out of round 1, that everybody was like, oh my God, I can't believe that album lost, or that these albums lost, those 2 are going to go head to head. And the winner of that will get a second chance at re-entering the tournament. Okay, so how it's going to work is the winner of the wild card is going to go up in a 3-way battle after this round is over. The 2, I'm going to be counting all the votes very carefully. Okay, so of all of our 9 winners that make it out of round 4, okay, the 2 who had the least amount of, they won their round, but overall had the least amount of votes. I'm going to be counting up votes for every winner. Okay, the 2 that had the least amount of votes among those 9 is going to go in a 3-way battle with our wild card contestant. So that wild card winner is going to enter the fray once again for a special round that is only going to be, you're only going to be able to vote for it here on YouTube, because on Facebook you can't do more than 2 choices. So that matchup, that poll is going to happen here on Facebook. So you're going to get the 2 winners of round 4 who had the least amount of overall votes going against our wild card winner. The winner of that round, that little triple threat, okay, that little trio matchup there, the winner of that round will then re-enter round 5. We'll be at 8, okay, right back on track, and then we'll go on with the tournament to get to your number 1. So that's how it's all going to work. All right, so for those of you who probably only maybe hang out on our Facebook page and don't watch these videos, I'm going to be posting this video on our Facebook page, so I need everybody to really watch this and, come to terms with how this is going to work, all right? So everybody, every vote counts. Every vote counts from here on in. So whether you think the matchups are like, oh, that's a foregone conclusion or whatever, your vote is important, especially for those two, all right? So we need everybody to vote here. Okay, and like I said, we're kind of doing it like a little sports thing. A lot of sports have like this wild card, especially baseball. I'm a big baseball fan. So I decided I'm going to bring the wild card here. I'm going to bring back 2 fan favorites, all right, to battle each other, to get back into the tournament, all right, to re-enter the tournament and see how it goes, right? So that's how we're going to get this all back on track. So stay tuned today. We're going to have all the video matchups, all the polls are going to be on Facebook today and tomorrow, all right? This way, if you don't get to them this week, over the weekend, and then it'll go into next week. We'll count all the votes. We'll look at that final 9. We'll look at the winner of the wild card. Then we'll have that the trio matchup, all right, to get us back to the final 8, and then we'll plow through. And like I said, we should be finishing this up and divulging your favorite live album of all time right around Christmas time, maybe a little bit before, as well as you'll get my top 20 live albums of all time, my picks, and I will also divulge which live album I thought would win this tournament. Doesn't matter whether it's my favorite or not. I've picked one that I think will win this. Okay. Doesn't mean it's necessarily my favorite or not. You'll find out. But I have picked in my head which one I think is going to win. So we'll see if that matches up as well. All right. So this is on the web at www.seattranquility. Can you tell I'm excited? I've been away in Baltimore for a couple of days. I was like so waiting to get back to do this. So this is on the web at www.seattranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. So stay tuned. Strap yourselves in. Classic live album war round 4 is coming up. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.